Hey guys, it's Melissa. It's Sunday Chats with Melissa, but it's on a Tuesday. If you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by. If you're part of the family, thanks for checking in. I certainly appreciate you stopping by to my channel and checking out my tutorials. How are y'all today? How is everyone? Do we need to just take just bring our shoulders down, roll them back down? We just need to do that. We might. We really might. It's been a week. It's been a week. I went back to work today. Today was my first day that I've gone back after my surgery. And we got an email saying that we were going to be closed for an extended period of time. So I'm back home again. But I'm very thankful for an employer who values us. I'm thankful for a government who has put restrictions into place, because I know that a lot of people won't take these restrictions seriously because of their financial welfare and being. And I get that. I understand that mentality, but on the flip side, so anyway, I'm very grateful for my employer for sending us all home and keeping us safe, and continuing to pay us while they do so. So I'm very grateful for them. And I was really glad to get back to work today because it was just great to see everybody. It was great to kind of get back in the groove of things, and there was a lot of booty bumping, and they were just excited that I was back there just to make them laugh again and just bring some excitement. So it was very nice. It was very nice to go back to work today. I'm not mad about sleeping in tomorrow. I'm not. Getting up while it was dark today, that's for the birds. The birds. Okay, so if you don't already, you can follow me over on Instagram at Sunday Chats with Melissa. And there I showed you my St. Patty's Day eye that I did today. And I did it with this darling little kit. It's the mint chocolate chip in I Love Revolution. And it's like a little donut. How cute is that? And it has like a little squishy top. And there's all different ones. But this one was all green. And I thought it was really, really pretty. So this is what I used to make my eye today. I thought it turned out really pretty. You can catch a glimpse of that over on Instagram, a pretty good picture of that. If this kit's a little too sparkly for you, you can always just grab another palette that has a brown or a dark matte green, and then you can kind of tone it down if it's a little bit too sparkly for you. And I get that. But we just have this one life to go around, so I'm all about a sparkle. So I will put on some sparkle. I sure will. But I thought something that we would talk about today is brushes. And there are a million brushes to be had. And it's really a personal preference thing. You just want a nice set of brushes. You want a nice set of face brushes, and you want a nice set of eye brushes. I've been collecting brushes for a long time. I collected Bare Minerals ones when I was using Bare Minerals a lot. And then after that, and I thought they were okay brushes back then. I still have some that I use, but not too many. I did find that they shed. I don't know if they've since changed, but I replaced them with the IT brushes. And I think these are worth the money. Now, I do buy a lot of my IT products from QVC. And a lot of times the items come with a brush. So that's kind of a bonus. And if you get them on auto delivery, you only get the brush one time, which makes sense. But here's what you need for just like really putting on like your base makeup. So if you like to use a liquid foundation, I would recommend either a foundation brush of some sort, or a sponge. Either one will work. This is my IT foundation brush. This is called the Bye Bye Foundation. It's the Heavenly Luxe one. And then I also have my Eco Tools and I also use these Japanese sponges. These you do make damp before you use them, and they'll get bigger. But these are really nice. Like this one has a really nice little where you can get into, the crevices and your right around your eyes and your nose and stuff like that. So it makes really quick, easy work. Also, with them being damp, it does change the way your foundation looks when you apply it. So if you're one of those people that have always put it on with your fingers, you can do that if you like, but go behind it with a sponge, and I think you're going to notice a significant difference. And when you go behind it with your sponge, pat it in. And if you're so inclined to buy like a setting spray, which I happen to love setting sprays, and one that I really like that you can pick up from the drugstore is the e.l.f. This one is the Glow Dewy Mist. It's coconut and argan oil. Spray that lightly over your face, get your little handy fan out, and then just kind of press your foundation in, and that'll really kind of set it into place. So you're going to need a good foundation brush or a foundation sponge, whichever suits you. The next thing you're going to need is, well, we'll start with a complexion first, is you're going to need a powder brush. So I have two powder brushes that I really love. Both are from IT. This one is called Heavenly Skin, and this one, I'm not sure it has a name. But I use this one for my setting powder. Because I feel like it has nice dense bristles and it holds powder in, so that if I need to soften up my contour or tone down my eyeshadow, I can do that with this nice thick brush because it holds a lot of product. My finishing powder, I feel like I want to be a little lighter because I've already put down a setting powder, and so a nice wispy brush is really good for your finishing powder to just kind of finish up everything. Just dust on that last little bit of powder to kind of finish up, and then you can also follow again with your damp sponge and setting spray and your handy fan. So those are two brushes that I really, really like for powder. I find that this is a Sigma brush. This is nice. It's a little bit smaller than the other two that I have. And so I've been kind of using this as, not as my contour, as another finishing brush. So I feel like it's a little tiny bit different. It has a little bit looser bristles than my tight IT brush, but not as big as the poofy. So it depends on kind of the look that I'm going for. So if I'm going for something where I feel like I need a more pressed, compact, matte look, I'll probably go with this brush as my finishing brush as opposed to the large, bristly one, as opposed to this one from IT. Just because this will hold more product and this will put more product down than this one. Okay? All right. So you can get brushes at Target. You can get brushes on Amazon. I've gotten brushes from everywhere. I have EcoTools brushes that I've paid, $9.99 for a set of 4 or 5, and then I have my Sigma brushes that didn't cost that. And I like them all equally nice. What you just want to make sure is that your brushes are nice and they don't shed. You don't want to spend time pulling brush hairs out of your foundation or your powder or anything else. You don't want them shedding on you. So just make sure they're soft and make sure they don't shed. Those are the two most important things. This is my Sigma large angled brush. I use this one for contour. I think it's a really nice brush to lay down the contour, and it kind of goes right there and then down around and then right back here and around and then up by your hairline. You can use any brush you want to. I happen to like this one. It's the large angled Sigma brush. You just want something that's not going to hold a lot of powder because you don't want a lot of contour, down there. And if you do, you're going to have to kind of buff it in and work it in. And you can always build it up with a nice brush like that. This is this is called the Duo-Fiber. It's the F50, and I use this one for blush. I feel like it lays down a nice little layer of blush there without putting too much down, and it gives me the opportunity to build it up. So I really like this brush for laying down my blush. It's a good one. The Sigma Duo-Fiber F50. Again, you can go anywhere and look for their brushes, and most, will have a face brush set, and they'll also have like an eye brush set. And they're all going to be about the same. Like I said, just make sure they're soft and they don't shed. This was an eye set that I picked up from Tarte. I didn't. I picked it up from Too Faced. And I also got another really cute brush from them. I think it was called Mr. Perfect. That was in this one, and it was for foundation. Where is that cute little brush? It was so stinking cute. It has like a little bow tie on it. It's just darling. Where are you? Where's my foundation stuff? Oh, here it is. Up there, my foundation. Look at here. Oh, my word. Look. Isn't he darling? He's so cute. He used my foundation brush, and he's called Mr. Perfect, and he has this little bow on there, and I will leave that on there. And that is, it's angled, and it's nice and dense. So, but still has a little bit of give, so you'll be able to work your foundation into this. So I got that one with some foundation that I bought from QVC. And like I say, I buy a lot of my stuff from QVC. Yes, they take a while, but a lot of times for the price, you'll get two for what you would get one anywhere else, and oftentimes they come with the brushes. So I find that part of the deal really kind of beneficial. So to put your eyes on, you don't need all of these brushes, but it's really nice to have them. So you're going to want a nice fluffy brush like this that's small. And this is your blender brush. So this is the brush that I will use to lay down my highlight powder from my eyebrow to my eyelash. And I will also use this as my color in my crease to blend that out in my crease. So it'll hold pretty good color and pigment in here, but it also is tight enough that it will get that pigment down there, and then you can blend it out really well. So it's a nice little loose brush for that. This one is called, they all have names on them, but this one is called the large shader, and this is one that I would use to lay my pigment down in the corner, which is like my darker color. And then I'll pull that down in the corner, and this is going to be a little bit more of a dense brush, holds more pigment, puts more powder down, and gives you kind of more control over where you're putting it. So once you lay it down in the corner here, then you would bring that up here with what's left and then blend that into your crease. So that is your shader brush. This one is called the small shader, and this is where you come in with that very light color in the center. So your sparkly color, your glitzy color, your highlighter, whatever you're putting here, you're going to lay down with this little small brush here and then bring that in towards the inside. You can also use this little brush to pick up some highlighter or some white shadow and lay right down there in the corner, and that kind of opens up your eyes and brings some highlight to them. This one is called the Smudger. And so if you wanted to use this after you used your angled liner, this one is the angled liner. And, whoops, I don't know why they're not focusing. But your angled liner, you can use this in your shadow to go along your lash line, above and below, if you don't want to use a pencil or a liquid liner. And then you can come behind that and you can smudge that on your top and your bottom. And then you can also go in here and just kind of touch up. These are real tight little brushes and bristles, and so they're going to give you a really nice dose of pigment down on your eyes. So this is a nice little set. Picked it up from QVC. Again, you can go into Ulta or Sephora when they open back up, or online, or on Amazon. You can also go into TJ Maxx. They have nice brushes. I have a set of brushes, face brushes by Japanese that I really like, and they're relatively inexpensive priced. So, but having the right tools does make a big difference in how you are able to lay down your product, and in turn how it looks. So just kind of keep that in mind. If I were you and you were starting your beauty collection, I would definitely pick up a brush set for your face and a brush set for your eyes. You can also pick up some brush love, which I think I have shown you before, to clean them. and you just spray the Brush Love right on your brush and then clean it right away, so you don't have to worry about picking it up and it having another color in it from another day or the day before. And what I like to do is when I get done with my brushes that I've used for the day, I stick them in a jar so that I know that they have makeup on them and that all of my clean brushes are over here. So that just is a way that I figured out how to do it when you've dipped a brush that has a completely different color than when you're using into your new powder and then onto your eye. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. If you have any questions, post them down below. I'm happy to answer as best as I can. But yeah, I think that is a really good investment. Some brushes for your makeup, and then you'll be like a pro. You'll be putting your makeup on like a pro. So anyway, guys, I hope you had a great day. I hope you have a great week. I will see you on Thursday for another tutorial. So until we see each other again, and until we chat again, I love you. Thanks for stopping by.